So this is Global Earth News. This is a good addition because it kind of shows you that capitalism is like it's a global thing, and like people will build whole communities, houses, buildings, and no one will live in it. It just rot away while people are just sleeping out in the streets in their cities. So this is an example in Turkey. They did a similar thing, and this is pretty. The buildings they made is wild. So it's a haunting photos of a massive abandoned town in Turkey. Look at this. These are this abandoned sea of abandoned houses.
Only thing I could think of right now is if like Gulliver fell out of the sky, he would die like they do in Mortal Kombat. Like that would be a fatality.
So there were almost 770 multi-story castles. Half of them were already sold in 2019, but so people already bought half of these abandoned shits all over the place. Half of these
It
have been
looks like
bought.
somebody photoshopped like a bunch of assets and just like copy and paste this shits.
Isn't that crazy? Like this is a so
Why
pretty
would I
much
want to live in a house that looks exactly the same as my neighbors?
it's weird, right? But those are the
That's
same
super
kind of
weird.
like homes that people have like in those community, like those gated communities, or their houses look alike. Um, this is what they kind of modeled themselves, but made it even more gaudy than that. They made it hella gaudy. Um,
I don't know. That shit looks crazy dangerous in case like an alien giant like steps down onto the ground.
so these are close-up looks. This is clearly like they put some work in this shit and just left it. Or they might be all prefabs. Who knows?
It looks like it. It
Yeah,
looks like an assembly line.
yeah, like they built this somewhere else. So look at this. This is real. This is like so the project developer shows a massive valley at the base of Turkey's northwestern mountains to draw on the Arabs from the Gulf countries. So they wanted all the rich oil people to come from the Middle East and buy these fancy ass houses for some reason. Every castle boasts a magnificent natural vista, so you can see the other vista. Look at this; it's all identical. It's so weird.
I'm sorry. That looks like poor video game coding. Like when you play a racing game and they don't have like enough bandwidth, so they make the same shapes along the sides of the road, and they just copy and paste the whole shit.
Like
That's what that looks like.
That's like Driver 2, old Driver game. They used to like.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, very strange. Very strange.
So
Holy crap!
so they ran out of the money, and now they have all these abandoned things. For some reason, I don't know why they decided to make this really shitty ass. So pulling money out of so pretty much what happened, the economy failed, political coup, terrorist attacks, the pandemic, and the developers were forced to declare bankruptcy. They only get rich people get to declare bankruptcy so easily. Investors and buyers pulled their money out of the $200 million project. So now they just have all these abandoned weird places everywhere. So I want to break down what these places had. They had underfloor heating, which is pretty cool. Jacuzzis on every level for some reason, and enforcing the idea of European luxury in the Middle East. So this is the thing about people always have this image of luxury. It always feels like the further away you get from like what Americans think luxury is, other people see it have this really gaudy, ugly version of what luxury is. It's like shitty plastic covered, gold covered stuff. Like I don't know, I can't explain it, but it always feels like when you get out the country, America, people think wealthiness is like this gaudy tackiness. I don't know what that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
but that's subjective, isn't it? Like they
No,
look at the way
I mean,
that
look at this
we,
place. Is this
the
tacky
we, the
to
way
you? This looks great to you? This looks
that
like
shit looks strange as fuck.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
that
That's
shit
what I'm
looks
saying. I'm saying
like.
this is an example of like the tacky gaudy.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying necessarily that you're wrong.
Yeah.
But what I
Yeah.
am saying is that it's subjective because if you look at the American display of wealth,
Oh
it's
my
pretty ugly too in its
God. It's
own way.
horrifying ugly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
people are kind of like
I mean, an
reflecting that.
American display of wealth is I'm eating actual natural food that grew out of the ground. Like, so it's for me
No,
again
but
as
then
a
people,
person
but then people
here,
see. No, but
it
that's
looks
what you
weird.
think. But Americans think that. But then I feel like other outsiders think American wealth is having a big table of food with burgers, with turkeys, with
Blech.
chicken, mac and cheese, all the servings. That's what people think wealth is. Not
All
like
the fixins.
yeah, but you're right. Well, actual wealth is like having that farm to table. Like it grew upstate. Like
Yeah,
artisanal.
We're not looking at this kind of architecture and thinking, "Wow, that looks beautiful." We're like, "Damn,
Somebody
that
thinks it's
looks weird."
beautiful though. I mean, that's why half of them got bought, right? Like they thought it was like a great idea to move to have a vacation home or whatever people
No,
thought
I
it was
thought
going to
that
be.
people. I think that people thought that other wealthy people were going to be there, and they wanted to be in the area where the wealthy people are.
I like that
They're
theory a
like, "Yo,
lot.
this shit is ugly as hell, but I'll put some money here if it's supposed to be some exclusive spot. If it's supposed to be, other, I mean, I've already seen this oil tycoon in Dubai, but if like part of my visibility in the world is I have to also be seen here,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'll buy like
I'm gonna
this
buy a big
weird,
castle next to
this
another
weird shit.
castle.
Yeah, no problem, Because if this is what the rich of the rich is supposed to be doing, I can't not be seen here.
Exactly,
I
I
don't know.
feel exactly what it is. Like people like that's why they buy into these kind of these villages, these closed gateways to be close to their rich counterparts. They don't want to be. They're not buying into the housing projects in
I
Turkey.
mean, fuck the fact that you just saw them in Monaco, 16 hours ago.
Yeah.
You guys have to race in your private jets over to Turkey and make sure that you're seen over here too.
So as you see, this whole place is abandoned. If you looking for
Oh my
housing,
god! Now scroll back up.
what,
That one. Golly. No, right. Yeah,
this
right
one
there. Yeah, like the fuck.
or a close up, even more like beat up. Like
I'm
damn.
sorry. This looks like a really poor representation of the Romeo and Juliet set. Just like again, copy and paste.
Yeah, this looks
This
like
this this looks
this looks like a 9 year old just had a
this
good
this looks
time in
real.
Sim City.
And the thing is, again, why are they so close together?
They're
Because
hella
part of the
close.
luxury is to have space, right?
That's what I thought luxury is to be have space from people, not this.
Not in New York though.
I guess that's what they wanted. I wanted the
Dumbass rich people of New York.
city life, but in the castle. I guess this is what they're trying to do here. I
I
don't
don't know,
know.
man. What city? What the thing is? It's just a bunch. It's just a fucking again. It's some weird looking uh uh what do they call it? The assembly line. It looks like a weird ass assembly line. It's
It's like
like,
if
what
I
kind of
was
city
rich,
is this?
if I was
You don't
rich,
see anything but these weird shapes.
so even
Like,
closer
where are the
up.
stores? Where where's the Louis Vuitton? Where's I don't know, man. This shit looks that looks eerie. That looks like some shit out of a horror movie, or the Twilight Zone, the
this
Outer Limits.
this angle is even more like why this. You can see how even more close together they are. They're just like
It looks like a bunch of ice cream cones that all fell down on their tops at the same time.
so. Yeah, it looks like a 9 year old had a good time in Sim City, in Turkey,
Exactly. That
and
is a
now
great
they
way to put
wasted
it.
hundreds of millions of dollars. Um, I don't know if they took these rich people's money and then give it back. That's not in the article either. So
Are you sure they're not just like plastic toys?
I I mean I wouldn't put it past it because this already feels like a scam that you build all these like prefab things and then we
Yeah,
don't have
they're
the money
all
anymore.
exactly the same.
We don't have the money anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Also, is it possible that we were trolled and we're reporting on this shit and it's like, psych, haha.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, these are similar situations in China. They have like whole band. They build up these towns with skyscraper, high
And
rise
why
apartment
would
buildings, and
wealthy
no one's
foreigners
moving.
want to live in Turkey anyway? When if you say anything that the leader doesn't agree with, they're like trying to kill you.
And that's why no one's moving there because it's the failed military coup, terrorist attack, and all the different things, and then people are
Yeah,
hesitant.
they got NBA players that they're trying to assassinate like as they travel around. I think one of them who used to play for the Knicks, I think he was afraid to go and play in Toronto. Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't have a passport or some shit. But they were afraid like they were gonna like go kill him if he left the United States or some shit like that. Like they really wilding out there in Turkey. Like what makes you think that people who have the money to be as free as they want to
But
come live under your regime?
but that's probably why the article kind of focuses on like the Arab rich oil people because they're already the kind of dictators in the Middle East. So this like a vacation zone to be with another dictator in some ways, which is sad to say. The state of affairs,
Well, they could suck
geopolitical.
my dictator.
Exactly. So there you go. At the end of the day, a whole bunch of dictators is lost out. So it's Black Power Magic Hour, the Global Earth News Edition, showing you people waste tons of money and then don't see anything out of it. Um, we're on
But
Twitter.
as long as the poor people don't get it, they
Exactly. You
succeeded.
see that? You see that? We're gonna keep it abandoned. We ain't gonna invite nobody else in this shit. If a poor person want to fix it up, fuck them. So that's Black Power Magic Hour, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for 40. I keep forgetting we don't have 40 anymore. We have 50, man. 50,000 subscribers
I
on
was waiting
YouTube.
for you to fuck that up again.
Yeah, it's happening now because I look like we have 50, like almost 50 and a half thousand. We might be 51 soon. And Dr. Genius, he's live on Twitch, Discord, Twitter. So check us out there. This Black Power Magic Hour, Global Earth News.